Donald Trump just wrapped up a disastrous press conference in the Oval Office with the President of Turkey, President Erdogan. Donald Trump, while sitting next to Erdogan of Turkey, points to him and says, yeah, elections are rigged and nobody knows more about rigged elections than Erdogan, like the authoritarian strongman leader of Turkey. That's who Donald Trump is identifying with in the Oval Office, while calling American elections rigged and saying all elections are rigged. Here, play this clip.
Of Turkey.
Unfairly, as it turns out. Rigged election, he knows about rigged elections better than anybody. But when I was in exile, we were still friends. That's always a good way to find out, test of friendship. But
then as Donald Trump is sitting next to Erdogan, and just watch Erdogan's body language, just looking at Donald Trump like he's so pathetic, Donald Trump goes, "This is a tough man. This is a guy who is highly opinionated. Usually I don't like him, but this one is tough." This one is tough? Here, play this clip.
So this is a tough man. This is a guy who's highly opinionated. Usually I don't like opinionated people, but I always like this one. But he's a tough one. And he does an amazing job in his country.
Next, Donald Trump is asked about could Erdogan be involved in mediating settlement conversations or a resolution in the war in Ukraine between Zelensky and Putin. And then Donald Trump again looks at Erdogan and he goes, Erdogan, very neutral man. He's very neutral, just like me. I stay neutral. And by the way, doesn't everybody know I was the one who resolved 7 wars? I resolved 7 wars. I'm like him. Do you see how Donald Trump is identifying with the authoritarian strongman in the Oval Office? And Erdogan just sitting there oh my God, this guy is so utterly weak. This is why I call Donald Trump a wannabe authoritarian, because he looks to someone like Erdogan as strength, and Trump's trying to impress him, but it's making us look so damn weak. Here, play this clip.
How do you see a joint initiative with President Erdogan to bring the President of Russia, Putin, and President Zelensky to the negotiating table?
Well, I can tell you that President Erdogan is very respected by both of them. Everybody respects Erdogan. They really respect Erdogan. I do. And I think he could have a big influence if he wants to. Right now, he's very neutral. He likes being neutral. So do I like being neutral. But he's somebody that if he got involved, the best thing he could do is not buy oil and gas from Russia. If he did that, that would be probably the best thing. He knows Putin like I know Putin. I thought Putin, I settled, as you know, 7 wars, and it's probably more than that if you really want to know the real facts, but 7 wars, and I thought this would be among the easier ones to settle, but I'm very disappointed in Putin.
And then Donald Trump essentially concedes that our farmers are going bankrupt as a result of his trade war against the world. The tariffs he's kind of arbitrarily, capriciously, and maliciously put against the world. And then Donald Trump goes, well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take that tariff money we're bringing in and we're going to give it to the farmers. Isn't that the definition of a Ponzi scheme at this point? The tariffs are causing the problems to farmers. So you're going to continue the problem and then give the farmers some of the money that American taxpayers are paying because the American companies are are the ones who are incurring the costs of the tariffs to the first place. It's not the foreign countries that are eating the tariffs. The consumers are facing it. The American companies are the ones paying it. Here, play this clip.
We want to take our money. We're doing well because of tariffs. We're doing unbelievable. We're making more money than we ever have made. And by the way, we're going to take some of that tariff money that we made, just to get off the subject for a second. We're going to take some of that tariff money that we made. We're going to give it to our farmers who are, for a little while, going to be hurt until it kicks in. The tariffs kick into their benefit. So we're going to make sure that our farmers are in great shape because we're taking in a lot of money.
Then a reporter asks Donald Trump about the recent shooting at the ICE detention facility where white man, 29 years old, kind of seems like a loner. His friends called him an edgelord, had really no strong political beliefs one way or the other than just like an agitator and someone who likes causing problems and is lost in this internet meme culture, whatever. And he shot the detainees, not the ICE agents. So again, another moment where Donald Trump could try to bring the nation together. When Trump is asked about the shooting where detainees were the one targeted, not the agents, Donald Trump goes, "This is all the radical left. The radical left is very dangerous. It's going to get worse." And Trump goes, "But here's the thing, the right, we're tougher than the left." He basically is declaring war on Democrats and left. And again, trying to blame this for something that is nothing to do with them at all. And he's doing it in front of Erdogan to try to show off, well, we're the strong man. We're strong on the right. But basically talking about civil war. I mean, if you read between the lines of what he's saying here play this clip.
There was another shooting at an ICE facility in Texas yesterday.
Terrible.
Detainees were killed. The FBI director posted on social media bullets that were engraved with the message anti-ICE.
Right.
He just posted another thing on social media saying they recovered a handwritten note from the subject that read, "Hopefully this will give ICE agents real terror to think, is there a sniper with AP rounds on that roof?" Who do you hold responsible for the uptick in left-wing violence in the country?
Radical left rhetoric. The radical left is causing the problem. They're out of control. They're saying things, and they're really dumb people. I mean, I look at Crockett. I look at some of these people. They're very low IQ people, actually. But the radical left is causing this problem, not the right, the radical left. And it's going to get worse, and ultimately it's going to go back on them. I mean, bad things happen when they play these games. And I'll give you a little clue. The right is a lot tougher than the left. But the right's not doing this. They're not doing it. And they better not get them energized, because it won't be good for the left. And I don't want to see that happen either. I'm the president of all the people. But the radical left is causing this. The radical left Democrats are causing this problem. And it gets worse. It gets worse. And it'll be a point where other people won't take it anymore, and that will not be good for the radical left, and we don't want that. Okay, thank you.
Then Donald Trump is asked about his former FBI director, James Comey. It's been widely reported. Doesn't need to be reported. He posted, "Pam Bondi, prosecute him. Prosecute him." The statute of limitations expires Tuesday. So Donald Trump basically got rid of the top federal prosecutor in the Eastern District of Virginia, who's a Republican, who was someone that Trump and the Republicans wanted, but they found no evidence to prosecute James Comey, Donald Trump's former FBI director. So Trump put his stooge, his former personal lawyer, Lindsey Halligan, who's got like no federal prosecutorial experience, as the main lawyer in the Eastern District of Virginia to prosecute Comey. And they're trying to indict Comey right now, one of Trump's political opponents. And then Trump's like, if I wanted to, I could do it myself. But, I'm just staying back and watching what's happened. We saw your social media post. Here, play this clip.
The left, and we don't want that. Okay, thank you.
Mr. President, it seems like an indictment of James Comey is imminent. Would this be the first step in accountability for pushing the hopes of Russia, along with Barack Obama involved as well?
Well, I can't tell you what's going to happen because I don't know. You have very professional people headed up by the Attorney General and Todd Blanche and Lindsey Halligan, who's very smart, good lawyer, very good lawyer. They're going to make a determination. I'm not making that determination. I think I'd be allowed to get involved if I want, but I don't really choose to do so. I can only say that Comey's a bad person. He's a sick person. I think he's a sick guy, actually. He did terrible things at the FBI. And but I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen. Thank you very much, everyone.
And while all of this is going on, I just want to remind you that just this week, President Erdogan of Turkey basically slammed Donald Trump for saying that he would be able to bring peace to Ukraine in 24 hours and all of Donald Trump's other lies. I mean, just think about Erdogan mocking Trump in the Fox interview. We know Trump watches Fox more than he does anything else. And then Erdogan just sitting there and just kind of looking at Donald Trump throughout this disastrous press conference in the Oval Office, like Trump embodying weakness, right? I mean, Erdogan's kind of silence and just look at Donald Trump, I think is actually speaking volumes. But watch what Erdogan said earlier this week. Let's play it.
But he seems to take a shot at President Trump. Listen.
Ben sadece şunu söyleyeyim.
I can only say this. Mr. Trump,
Bir ifade
you might remember he's used a term
Ukrayna savaşını
when
ben bitiririm.
he said, I will finish the Russia-Ukraine war.
Bitti mi?
Did it end?
Hala devam ediyor.
It still goes on.
Aynı şekilde
Similarly,
Gazze savaşını ben bitiririm.
he said, I will finish the war in Gaza.
Bitti mi?
Did it end?
Hayır.
No. That means
Demek ki
once we start analyzing the issue, there are prices to pay.
faturalar ödeniyor.
And when we look at the hostage exchange, that was done. It goes on.
Do you struggle with bloating and discomfort after your morning coffee? Well, after drinking Everyday Dose consistently, my bloating has reduced and my face, it feels less puffy. Everyday Dose is coffee plus benefits. It combines 100% Arabica coffee with powerful ingredients like lion's mane and chaga, collagen protein, and nootropics to fuel your brain, boost focus, and give you clean, sustained energy all day long. There's no crash and no jitters, just clean, sustained energy. The two products of theirs that you need to check out like right this second are their Coffee Plus and their Coffee Plus Bold. Coffee Plus is a mild roast. It's light and smooth. It's low acidity, which is easy on sensitive stomachs, and it gives you this mellow sort of energy. It's awesome. Coffee Plus Bold, that's their rich blend of medium roast, 100% Arabica coffee, robust and full-bodied, yet smooth. It gives you that extra boost of energy you're looking for. Both are 100% Arabica coffee, and they have functional benefits that are also mold-free. Now, Everyday Dose, they do third-party testing. I love that. Get 45% off your first subscription order of 30 servings of Coffee Plus or Bold Plus. You'll also receive a starter kit with over $100 in free gifts, including a rechargeable frother and gunmetal serving spoon by going to everydaydose.com/Meidas or entering Meidas at checkout. You'll get a free gifts throughout the year. That's everydaydose.com/Meidas for 45% off your first order.
Then Donald Trump says that he found $31 billion on a tariff shelf. Wow, you found $31 billion on a tariff shelf, but American farmers are going bankrupt and Americans are suffering. Here, play this clip.
We're finding, the other day, it was very interesting, they found $31 billion. They said, sir, we found 31. I said, you mean positively, right? They said, yeah, 31 million more than we knew. And they said, we don't know where it came from. I said, check the tariff shelf. They came back the following morning. They said, you're right, sir, it came from the tariffs. We've never seen anything like this. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be taking some money from all of the tariff money that we've taken, and we're going to distribute it to our farmers until the tariffs kick into their benefit, which ultimately the farmers are going to be making a fortune. But
then Donald Trump says that he's very disappointed in Putin. With all of the heavy bombardment over the last 2 weeks, they've gained almost no land. This is kind of Donald Trump. We saw this a little bit at the United Nations, where I'm okay when Donald Trump is standing up to Putin. The issue is Trump has you heard what he said earlier. Well, I'm being neutral. And it just seems like who's ever in the room with him last is the side that he kind of takes. And I think we all know that his words are different than his conduct, but here's what he says about Putin. Play this clip.
Settle. But I'm very disappointed in Putin. And he's been fighting hard. He's been fighting long, and they lost millions. They lost like 1 million soldiers. And you know, with all of the heavy bombardment over the last 2 weeks, they've gained almost no land. Think of that. They've gained almost no land. And I'm not going to ever call anybody a paper tiger, but Russia spent millions and millions of dollars in bombs, missiles, ammunition, and lives, their lives, and they've gained virtually no land. I think it's time to stop. I really do.
Then Donald Trump is asked, well, we're heading towards a government shutdown, and we see all of these orders basically being prepared by your regime to fire all these government workers. Normally there would be furloughs, but it seems that you want to fire everybody. And then Donald Trump, who refuses to meet with Democrats. Just think about this. Donald Trump's there with the president of Turkey, Erdogan, right? Donald Trump met with the president of Argentina. We're bailing out Argentina with American taxpayer dollars at the United Nations, right? He refuses to even meet with Democratic leaders. He's ordered Republicans not to speak to Democrats in the House and the Senate. They're not talking to Democrats at all, yet alone negotiating. And this has been going on for a long time. They also shut down Congress over the summer, you will recall, right? Because they wanted to avoid the Epstein files. And once again, I think that they want to avoid the Epstein files being released because the new Democratic Congresswoman from Arizona, Adelita Gravala, who just was elected, she becomes the 218th signature on the discharge petition, and she's supposed to get sworn in so she can sign it. But if there's a government shutdown, who knows when she's able to actually get sworn in and sign the discharge petition. So I actually think there's a lot to do with that over there. But here Donald Trump says it's the radical left and they want to support trans and they want to give illegal aliens health care. This is what they do in all of these issues, Trump and MAGA. They just go and attack a marginalized community whenever there's an election or whatever. You're not even speaking to Democrats. Like, I think American people at a bare minimum want to see people speak and try to do what's in the interest, but you've ordered, don't even talk to Democrats. So that just goes to show you what's really going on here. Anyway, play this clip.
Mr. President, furloughs are very typical when the government shuts down. Why is the administration directing federal layoffs of federal workers this time around?
Well, this is all caused by the Democrats. They asked us to do something that's totally unreasonable. They never change. They want to give money away to illegally, people that entered our country illegally. They want to give them massive federal money. And we don't want to do that because it means everyone's going to just keep pouring back. Right now, we have absolutely perfect borders like you haven't seen in many years. Even better than I had great borders during my 4 years, but these borders are stone cold closed. You can only come into our country legally now. But the Democrats want to give it all away. They want to open up the borders. Take a look at that. Big thing. They want to open borders again after what we're going through now, getting rid of prisoners, getting rid of all of these people dropped out from mental institutions, drug dealers, drug addicts, everything. They're putting everybody into our country. It's all ended now. But this is what Schumer wants. This is what the Democrats want. They want to and they want to take our money. We're doing well because of tariffs. We're doing unbelievable. We're making more money than we ever.
Then Donald Trump says that Erdogan is the one responsible in Syria and regime change in Syria. Trump says Erdogan doesn't take responsibility, but it's actually him. Syria, that Turkey wanted to do this for 2,000 years, and Erdogan made the regime change in Syria. What are you even talking about here? And do you think that's what Erdogan wants you to be saying right now? Here, play this clip.
It's CNN Turkey. I'll get Brian. Go.
Syria has been a major issue between the two countries for the past decade. And you said the future of Syria is in Erdogan's hands back in, I think, December and January. And the countries are in the process of integrating little fractures into the main government. When do you want to see that happen?
Well, I think President Erdogan is the one responsible for Syria, for the successful fight in ridding Syria of its past leader. And I think this man is responsible. He doesn't take the responsibility, but it's actually a great achievement. They've been trying to do it for 2,000 years. I said, he does it. He did it. I mean, they're your surrogates. I think you should take the credit for it. I told him.
And then more of Donald Trump bragging that he settled 7 wars when he did not settle 7 wars at all. He claims credit for India and Pakistan, which he did not settle. He claims credit for a bunch of other things that weren't even wars. He claims credit for bring peace to Congo. There's not peace in Congo right now. There's no settlement of a war. It's ongoing. Just lies about everything. But here, play this clip.
Probably the best thing. He knows Putin like I know Putin. I thought Putin, I settled, as you know, 7 wars, and it's probably more than that if you really want to know the real facts, but 7 wars, and I thought this would be among the easier ones to settle.
And then finally, we have the news last night, that U.S. fighter jets scrambled to intercept Russian warplanes near Alaska. CBS is trying to report that this is normal, and that NORAD says that, yeah, Russia always sends their fighter jets right into Alaska airspace. I'm not really sure about that when you say that that's normal. I remember everybody freaking out. Remember the weather balloons when former President Biden was in office, even though we knew there were all of these weather balloons over the United States when Trump was in office. But they made the biggest scandal of it. Remember Marjorie Taylor Greene dressed as like a weather balloon to the State of the Union address or something like that. Well, now with Russian jets over Alaskan airspace, we're like, Trump, the regime says that's absolutely normal. No, it's not. Anyway, everybody, that's what happened today. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million. Thanks everybody for watching.
The truth is more important than ever. Check out our new Truth Over Lies collection at store.MeidasTouch.com. All 100% USA union made.